Hi, friends. Today I want to tell you a new story. I hope you enjoy it. The chandelier above shined brightly like a bunch of tiny suns, throwing a cold, clean light over the long dining table. Crystal glasses clinked, forks and knives scraped against plates, and soft talking filled the air, broken now and then by short bursts of laughter. It was a big, fancy evening, hosted by Benson, a man who cared a lot about looks, control, and leaving behind a strong name. I sat quietly at the table, holding my untouched wine glass. My father, as always, sat at the head of the table, speaking in that firm, steady way that made men nod and women smile. But behind his calm face, there was something harsh and cruel, and tonight, I knew I was the one he had chosen to crush. Before I could even prepare, he set his glass down with a sharp clink, and the room went quiet. "Nancy," he said, his voice smooth but sharp, "I've been thinking about this for a while." Everyone turned to look at me. Their stares felt heavy. I lifted my chin a little, trying not to show how I felt. "You are a disappointment," he said next, a small, cruel smile on his face. "A failure, a stain on the Benson name." No one spoke, even the servers, trained to blend into the background, paused. I felt my mother stiffen across the table. My Uncle Henry coughed awkwardly. My cousin Lauren gave me a quick, sorry look, but nobody dared say a word. Benson was not a man you crossed. Still, I had been ready for this. I tilted my head slightly, pretending to be curious. "Is that so?" I saw a flash of anger in his eyes at my calmness, but he quickly covered it with a cold smile. "You've wasted every chance you were given. You have no drive, no pride. From now on, you are no longer part of this family." A gasp came from down the table. My mother's hand tightened so hard on her wine glass that her knuckles turned white. I let the silence stretch out, letting his cruel words sink in. Then, slowly and calmly, I raised my glass. "To freedom," I said, smiling at him. For the first time, he looked surprised, caught off guard. I didn't care. I drank the wine in one sip, set the glass down carefully, and pushed my chair back. The sound of the chair sliding across the floor was loud in the quiet room. Without looking at anyone, I walked away. Behind me, the room filled with whispering. I didn't turn around. I didn't have to. Outside the grand hall, the cold night air hit me, fresh and clean. I took a deep breath and felt something new inside me, relief. I was free. The cafe smelled like fresh coffee and warm cinnamon rolls, a sweet change from the cold words from the night before. I sat across from Lorna, my best friend, and the only person brave enough to call Benson an arrogant fossil, to my face. "You're handling this way too well," she said, stirring her cappuccino so hard it almost splashed out. "Your father just cut you out of his life in front of the richest people in town, and here you are drinking tea like it's nothing." I smiled. "Maybe I planned it." Lorna sighed and shook her head. "So what now? Because I'm not going to let you sit around feeling sorry for yourself." I pulled out my phone and unlocked it without thinking. "I'll figure something out." I froze when I saw a new email from an unknown sender. I frowned and opened it. "Nancy Benson. We have been watching you. An opportunity is waiting, if you're ready to leave your father's shadow. Reply. No pressure, just possibilities. No name, no number, just a strange, direct message." Lorna leaned over and read it too. "That's either the job of your dreams," she said, "or someone trying to kidnap you. Doubt, thinking about it. Or maybe it was a chance to start fresh." She crossed her arms. "You're really thinking about replying?" I met her gaze. "I don't have much to lose." Lorna sighed and then reached across the table to squeeze my hand. "Just promise me you'll be careful." I nodded. Later, on my way home, I stopped at the market, a habit I hadn't broken since I was young. I grabbed a basket and picked up a few groceries. On a whim, I grabbed 2 lottery tickets from the counter. Call it superstition, but something told me my life was about to change. My phone suddenly rang, breaking the silence of the morning. Still half asleep, I grabbed it, barely noticing the number. "Congratulations," said an overly excited voice. "You've won $1. 3 million. I sat up fast, dizzy. "Excuse me?" The voice explained. "Your ticket matched the numbers. You've won, Miss Benson." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My fingers clenched the crumpled ticket from my coat pocket. The numbers matched perfectly. When I told Lorna, her scream nearly deafened me. "You're rich, so rich." I laughed, still shocked. This feels unreal. But my surprise grew when I checked my email. The anonymous offer had a follow-up. "Nancy, we're serious about you. This is an invitation. The company is Titan Corp, your father's biggest rival. Let us know if you're ready to talk. I stopped breathing. Winning the lottery was luck. But this was power. Lorna smiled. So, what's it going to be, money and revenge? I met her gaze, my heart racing. Both. It's been 6 months. Things have been going well in my new job. Tonight's gala was fancy, gold chandeliers, women in silk gowns, and elite people talking in hushed voices. But tonight, I wasn't just a guest. I was the guest of honor. As I walked into the ballroom, everything went quiet. People were watching me, curious. The same people who had once called me Jess Benson's disappointing daughter now whispered my name with respect. I walked confidently, shaking hands, smiling, my black gown trailing behind me like a shadow from the past, the one I'd left behind. Then he arrived. Jess Benson walked in like he was expecting everyone to bow. His sharp eyes scanned the crowd. He was looking for me. He thought I'd apologize. But instead, he saw something else. His daughter, standing tall, laughing with the men who once admired him. I let him stew in the moment before walking toward him, my champagne glass in hand, my face unreadable. "Father," I said, tilting my head, "you came." His jaw tightened, his voice was quiet, controlled. "I expected better from you, Nancy," aligning with my rivals. I swirled my champagne and smiled slowly. I didn't align with them, Father, they aligned with me. People around us grew quiet, everyone was listening, watching. Jess Benson, who had never shown weakness, now stood surrounded by whispers. He wasn't the center of attention anymore. His voice lowered. "This is a mistake." I took a step closer, my words sharp and quiet. "No, Father, disowning me was the mistake." For a moment, I saw something in his face, shock, maybe regret, but it was gone fast. I didn't wait for him to say anything. Instead, I turned and walked away, shaking hands with his former allies. A new truth hung in the air. Jess Benson hadn't let me go. I had outgrown him. That night, my mother called. I saw her name on the screen and hesitated. It wasn't a comfort, but I picked up. "Nancy," she said softly, almost nervously, "can we meet?" I agreed, but only on my terms, a small cafe far away from my father's world. When she arrived, she looked different, older, weaker, nervous, her hands trembled as she stirred her tea. "I never wanted this," she said quietly, looking down. "Your father." I let out a small laugh with no humor in it. "You stood by and watched." She looked at me, her eyes sharp. I was scared. I leaned forward. "And now?" She swallowed hard, glancing out the window like she was looking for an answer. "Now, I don't want to lose you." A long silence passed between us. The mother I had once looked up to, the woman who had stood by while my father erased me, now wanted to be part of my life. I exhaled slowly. "You're welcome in my life, Mother, but I won't beg you to be in it." Tears filled her eyes, but I had already made my choice. I wasn't the broken girl from that dinner anymore. That night, my father called. I let it ring. Instead, I booked 2 first-class tickets to Hawaii, one for me, one for Lorna. A fresh start, a new beginning. When the confirmation email came through, I smiled. I had won. What do you think of this story, friends? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a video. See you tomorrow.